Hello, and welcome to this activity video. Here, we will explore shapes, paths, and colors using a software called Gravit. In this video, we'll explore the following topics: copying and pasting shapes, using colors to create fills and borders, creating shapes, creating paths, and using the text tool. Follow along with the video to learn how to create the pop art version of Tiempa's name to the right. Then, on your own, complete the activity at the end of the video. Make sure to pause or rewatch parts of the video if you get confused. To begin, we will go to gravit.io and click on Get Started. Here, I've already signed in with my Google account, but you can sign in with your own account. Next, select the Print on Demand t-shirt icon and select the Amazon shirt/pullover icon. In this example, we will use a template to create a logo for a t-shirt. Zooming in, I can see the instructions for this template. It says to actually delete this layer when we are done. And on the left, I can go to the other page and see a template for a hoodie. On the layer side on the left, I can hide this layer. You can see the shirt and the instructions disappear. But for now, I'm just going to hide the instructions so I can still see the shirt as I work. Everything that I want on the shirt needs to fit in this white rectangle in the center of the canvas. To make things easier, I'm just going to hide this whole layer so I can only see the white rectangle. Now let's set the background color. When nothing's selected, click on the color button in the inspector panel and choose a color you'd like. I'm going to choose this blue color and then slide the gradient over to make it more of a light purple or indigo. Now that I have chosen a background color, a really cool pop art design would be polka dots on top of this. Using the ellipse tool, I'm going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to use copy and paste to create multiple versions of this circle. To copy, you press Ctrl-C, and then to paste, you press Ctrl-V. So I will just Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V a bunch of these circles. This can be a pretty slow process, so we can actually highlight multiple circles at once, select Ctrl-C, and then Ctrl-V again. Now we're copying and pasting multiple circles at the same time. Now that I have a whole line completed, I'm going to highlight and select the whole line and copy and paste that. Notice that this makes the process go way faster than just copying and pasting individual circles. Finally, I will highlight and then copy and paste all of these circles at once. So I'm now pasting about 4 lines of circles at the same time. Alright, the polka dots are complete. Let's see how it looks on the shirt so far. Notice my purple background disappears, but don't worry, it's still there. Let's change all the polka dots colors at once. I'll highlight all the polka dots and then click on the color selector in the inspector wheel. Using this eyedropper tool, I can actually make them the same color as the background. Now, if I do that, I can't really see them, so I'll use this gradient to slightly change their color. Once you find a color you like, you can leave the inspector, and now you're ready to go. Let's make our pop art explosion logo using the pen tool. The pen tool allows you to draw something called a path. A path is basically a series of lines. Now, when you close a path, so if I connect these 2 points back together, it becomes a complete shape. Notice that it has a white fill right now. A path behaves just like any other shape. You can move it around, stretch it, rotate it, copy and paste it. You can even change its color using the color selector in the inspector panel. Now, if you're unable to change the color of your path, it might mean that you didn't close your path. You might have to redraw it and connect your starting and ending points together. Borders are a great way to make paths or shapes really pop. Click on your path or shape, and then in the inspector panel, you can add a border using the plus icon. I'm going to make my border blue. Now, I can change the size of this border using the point button. I'll add another border. You can actually stack borders. This one will be red. And then I'll make the red border even bigger. Another way to make this shape is actually using the Shapes library. I clicked on Libraries on the left and scrolled down Shapes, find one that kind of looks like it, like this star. And here I can stretch this, resize it, add a fill, just like I did with my pen tool in the path. So again, you can pick the best method that works for you, either using the pen tool or the shapes in the library. Sometimes Gravit will ask you to save your work, which is always good, so I'll do that right now. Perfect. And just like I was saying, you can change the color of these shapes using the Fill tool in the Inspector panel. And you can also delete shapes by clicking on them and pressing the Delete button. Now it's time to see how this looks on our shirt. Perfect, it fits well. I'm going to hide that layer again. And now let's add some text to our design. Click on T, that's the text tool, and then click and drag to draw a text box. I'll write the words Tiempa here, and you can adjust the size of the font using the inspector. Make sure you highlight the font, and then that should let you adjust the size accordingly. If your font gets cut off, it might mean that your text box is too small, so we can make that bigger. Now, we can change the way this font looks by clicking on the fonts underneath Appearance. So I'm going to scroll through here and find a pop art looking font. Permanent Marker seems to be pretty pop art. And here we can change the size, readjust the size of our text box, and get the font looking exactly how we want. You can rotate your text and move it around just like any other shape or path. You can also change its color in the same way by clicking on Fill in the Inspector panel. I'll choose this nice red. Now, some way to make our font pop is to add a border. So on borders, I can click the plus button, and I like this black border. I'll make it a little thicker. That really makes our text pop out. We are just about done with our design. One of the last steps is to delete that instructions layer. But before I delete it, let's take one more look. Perfect. I love the way that looks on our shirt. And we'll go ahead and click the trash can icon to delete that layer. You'll be doing your activity on this hoodie section. Again, remember to delete this layer before you export your own design, which I need to do right now with our design. Remember to select File and Export, then PNG, to download the image to your computer and submit it to your teacher. Now that you've followed this tutorial to learn how to make pop art designs in Gravit, it's time to make one of your own. On the hoodie page in Gravit, create your own pop art design. Your design should include a cool background. You can use dots, stripes, colors, or anything else you want, a path drawn with the pen tool, text of some kind, a border around a shape or text, and any other shapes or designs that you want. When you're done, export your design as a PNG and turn it in. If you're stuck, try creating a simple pop art name tag. If you finish your hoodie design early and want an optional challenge, try to recreate this pop art image using only Gravit. Export and submit this design as well if you choose to complete it. Thanks for watching this Gravit tutorial, and good luck on your activity.